Yeah, I seem to.
You weren't. Wow.
Hey, I don't even know her. I don't even know. She's fucking way better.
Quick. Wow.
Jacket, I am, but a slinky T-shirt.
Well, it's heated here today at Queer News tonight.
Apparently,
Fighting words have been thrown out before we're getting ready to do our
The shade is
news.
real.
the shade is real.
John from South Florida Gay News is here, going to talk about the Smart Ride, and Glenn from Bona and
Yes.
Smart Ride is going to talk about the Smart Ride.
And if we have time, we can talk about the Smart Ride.
And I have a hat that is all about the smart ride.
Props, yeah.
And guess who's back, Faye?
Tony Lima, baby.
Lima is back.
Whoop, whoop.
This is his first appearance as executive director of SunServe.
That's true.
right.
The same jacket.
Lots of news.
No, that was
So, yeah, we're live.
Starting the show.
Oh,
guys.
are we?
All
Oh,
right.
that's what
I
happened.
know you haven't been here in a long time, but
Wow.
this is how it works. So, welcome to Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening news. It's time to queer up the news. It is 8 p.m. Wednesday, October 27th, 2021, and we're literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight with Al Ferguson.
Thank you for joining Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens, you will see it. Queer News Tonight is supported by viewers like you. We are part of the partnership between Happening Out Television Network and Hotspots Magazine. Hotspots is celebrating 36 years of the LGBTQ plus experience. We bring you the best of LGBTQ plus news, entertainment, and support of our community.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, Al Ferguson. Let's welcome anchor FAYWHAT. She is a radio and television personality and has a popular blog and YouTube channel aiming to unite the L and the G together. Apparently has jumping beans in her pocket.
She's listening to freestyle.
Yeah, she's right. She's a host. Right. And we got even better jokes. She's a hostess and MC for many South Florida events, an animal advocate and owner of Fays for Her Family, and is the anchor of the travel news show Happening Out Travel. Also, make sure you catch the FAYWHAT show Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Good evening, Faye.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited. We're just a couple of days away before the extravaganza, the Halloween extravaganza that we're going to have here in South Florida, and it's going to be incredible. I've got my outfit. I am ready to go. Dakota, baby.
Friday,
Friday.
October 29th. Who's the chairman of that little thing?
Mr. Kevin. Oh, and Mr. Tony Lima's on the board as well.
Sharing the party.
Yes, you are.
So excited.
Next up,
Together.
let's welcome John Hayden, a reporter for South Florida Gay News covering politics, arts, and philanthropic organizations. John has been a journalist for many years, much of it covering the stupidity and scandals of Hollywood. He interviewed nearly every big name in TV, movies, music, and considers the time he spent with Cher as the best 4 minutes of his life.
It's
Good
not the
evening,
only thing
John.
people talk about at 4 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, that's on a good night. Let's also welcome Tony Lima. He is the new CEO of SunServe here in Wilton Manors.
Oh my
He is
gosh,
a
how did that
long time. He is a long-time South Florida LGBTQ plus activist and political advocate, as well as the anchor of the world's first monthly transgender talk show called Translation. Good evening, Tony.
Good evening. I'm so excited to be back after a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm happy to be here with my Happening Out Television Network family and super excited about the Halloween party on Friday. It's Pride's Halloween extravaganza. If you missed it before, at Dakota, so get your tickets because they're almost gone.
Okay.
Let's welcome anchor Glen Weinzimer, founder of the Smart Ride, the largest AIDS bicycle ride in the country. Or the second largest, and the only one in its size to donate 100% of the funds raised to AIDS services organizations. He also owns Bona Italian Restaurant, where they celebrate Give Back Mondays, offering a portion of all sales to different charity each week. Good evening, Glenn.
I'd like to say good evening, Tony.
We are a wreck today.
We are a mess. Wow.
We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Wednesday, October 27th. Take it away, Faye.
Let's begin by queering up education. Ohio school cancels play because it has a gay character. Watch this.
Felt like we had just been told, screw off and your lives don't matter. I am openly bisexual in that school. And I have faced a lot of homophobia there. But I never expected them to cancel a play for a fictional character.
The stage play, She Kills Monsters, is about a high school senior who's trying to learn more about her sister who died. Along the way, it's implied that the sister was gay. Chris and his dad, Ryan, attended a meeting where questions were raised about the sexual content within the play. Last night, district officials told the students She Kills Monsters would be canceled because it wasn't appropriate for K through 12.
They want to say the town is just not ready. But how are you not ready? It's 2021.
The families we spoke with believe the decision was influenced by a local pastor who's been in support of not airing the play.
And I think that's wrong. All they would have had to do if they objected to something in the play was not go to the play and not see it.
Students at Hillsborough High School in Hillsborough, Ohio, say their school canceled the production of She Kills Monsters by Gwen because it featured a gay character. The 2011 play tells a story of a woman who learned her late sister was gay. The play earned a GLAAD nomination and has a Young Adventurers edition with aged-down characters and less sexual content. Students had been rehearsing the Young Adventurer version of the play for weeks when parents and Jeff Lyle, the pastor of the local Good News Gathering Church, confronted the production's directors over the play's content. Not long after, the production was canceled. Tim Davis, Hillsborough City Schools superintendent, said in a different statement, quote, "The district's decision to cancel the fall play is based on the play being inappropriate for our K through 12 audience. This production is recommended for ages 12 and older due to the language and mature content. As a district, we based our decision on the play's use of inappropriate language, profanity, homophobic slurs, sexual innuendos, and graphic violence," end quote.
How did the pastor even find out that this play was going to be happening?
Because he's sleeping with one of the moms. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, when I went to school, right, all those years ago, and if you were part of a play, the board, they were able to pick from an array of plays that were already vetted and were already okay. This just kind of sounds fishy to me, doesn't it? I mean, I don't get it.
Well, shouldn't they? Yeah, they should have read the play and approved it before they greenlit for the students. I mean, when I was in high school, shock, I did a little drama.
You're doing it right.
I know.
That hair twist.
But like we knew the year before, like in the spring, we knew what the fall play and the next spring musical was going to be because, you know, it was just planned that far out in advance, you know.
Well, we're in a situation where, and we've talked about this a lot, Scotland integrated LGBT in their curriculum in all Scottish schools. Clearly, that's not what's going on in Ohio and large swaths of the South. The mere existence of gay shouldn't be a disqualifier for anything in schools. The one thing that complicates this story is the superintendent of schools talks about K through 12, but there's a level of appropriateness for elementary school. There's a level of appropriateness for middle school. This was a high school that was doing this production with a modified presentation of the script. And it makes you wonder, why couldn't you use this exact same justification for even the mention of gay, which is what happens in many places in the South. Mississippi does it, Texas does it, and you have to wonder that that's what's going on here. It's not a question of the appropriateness to the age group of a high school student, but the mere fact that it has some representation of a gay person. And if that's the case, this school district has made the wrong decision.
And affected so many kids' lives.
Yeah.
Up next, we queer up South Florida gay news, and we have props.
I don't know how that happened.
Yes, how did that happen? And there's also a hat that I'm pretty sure that the studio crew wishes I would wear so I wouldn't have so much glare on my head, but
but you're not, right?
As it is, we press on. Riders training, raising funds for Smart Ride next month. 'Tis the season when the glutes are a little tighter, calves are popping, and more people have helmet head. The season in question? Smart Ride training season. Hundreds of riders across South Florida have spent months training for the annual ride through the Keys. Once again, they'll start at mile marker 165 and count down all the way to mile marker 0 in Key West. In this week's edition of South Florida Gay News, on stands tomorrow and online as well, I look at how the return of Smart Ride as we know it is important for the entire community. Since 2003, Smart Ride has raised $13 million almost for HIV and AIDS-related services throughout South Florida. I talk with a veteran rider, Donald Dotzauer, who raises funds simply by getting older, and a first-time rider, Sean, who convinced the Howlin' Owl Bar in Lake Worth to let him take over their karaoke night as a fundraiser. Sean told me, quote, "I believe in building the world we want to live in," end quote. I say the return of Smart Ride and similar events gets us back on that path. You can read all of my story in this week's SFGN. And I'm going to be at that fundraiser tomorrow, shooting it as a photographer. So I'm looking forward to that quite a bit.
All right. Well, the Smart Ride, I've just done an interview with...
Do you know anyone?
This guy named Glen Weinzimer that we're going to broadcast tomorrow.
He was available.
Queer News Tonight.
He's a tough interview.
Yeah, it was a very tough interview. Well, yeah, I've got jokes.
Is that what those were?
Smart Ride is an amazing event. Glenn, as I said, you should be congratulated. The event in its 18th year, Glenn started the planning of it in 1894.
When you gave me the script to read.
Right. Okay. I just know when to quit. All right, I know when to quit. The most important thing that relates to the Smart Ride November 19th and 20th are two facts. One of which, three facts actually. It's raised $12.5 million.
Amazing.
Mic drop.
Amazing.
Second, they're at about $760,000 as of today, and the target is $1 million. So they've got to raise 200. They want to raise 240.
They will raise.
They will raise.
Yes.
Thank you. That's the way to say it. 240,000 in the next 3.5 or so weeks. And third, you can get involved in this in various different ways as a volunteer, make a donation to a rider. You know someone in our community that is riding in the Smart Ride.
For sure.
Or you can still get in and ride yourself if you want.
And the one big thing about this event, because I'm personally involved in it, is that 100% of every dollar that someone donates is guaranteed to go back to the benefiting agencies across the state of Florida.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that separates this event from most other events of this size.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely awesome. Support Smart Ride. It's the time to do it, and our community needs you.
Now we queer up entertainment. Harry Styles helps a fan come out on stage. Harry Styles helped a fan come out on stage at his Connecticut show in Uncasville on Saturday. The former One Direction star spotted a girl holding a sign in the Mohegan Sun Arena that read, "Help me come out." Styles then brought her Bi Pride flag on stage and asked, quote, "Anyone particular you'd like to come out to?" End quote. He gets the crowd rowdy, then announces, quote, "When I raise this flag, you're officially out. Heard that's how it works. She's out." Watch this.
Can I please get, by the way, when I raise this flag, you're officially out. I've heard that's how it works. Okay. Can we get moment? Just take a second to remember. This is a big moment. Okay, here we go. Anyone?
I think this is beyond amazing.
I want to come out like that. That's so
too.
unfair.
I feel like we should re-come out and connect with Harry Styles.
Yeah.
What
I
a
love
fantastic
him.
thing
But
to do.
he's normalizing what so many people stigmatize and making the crowd get into it and become excited and involved in something like
Supportive.
this and supportive of this girl that was in the audience. And I think it's just beautiful. And we look at these other stories we're telling where the opposite's happening at the school and things like that. And here's this guy with thousands of people in an audience and getting them to their feet.
What an important moment to normalize the coming out of someone in this massive arena in the middle of God knows where, Uncasville, right? Like, this is really, really exciting. It's inspirational. And I think that we need more stars like Harry Styles. We need more stars that can be allies like this.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, don't you consider him an ally? I mean, he's always very, like, he just doesn't go with the normal gender roles. He's always wearing beautiful long dresses and very gender fluid. And then he'll wear a wonderful scarf. And I feel like all those things are nods to our community. So I mean, what a wonderful, I love him. The other day he did a gender reveal for someone. He's just a very awesome soul.
Yeah, and he has been doing this for much of his career. I'm sure a manager goes out there and like vets the person ahead of time to make sure with the flag. But
why do you have to ruin it? Why do you have to ruin it, John? Why? Why, John? Dios mío.
Because I'm saying that like everything he does is
Wrestling
genuine.
Is not
and
real.
And it's real. What?
Wrestling is not real.
Woo. I know. We're both good.
I'm not sure what just happened.
The audience can't see it, but there's a little tear going down John's cheek. It's very funny. You all took the high road of how beautiful this is, and of course you're completely right. Please allow me a moment to take the low road. Another reason that this video is so spectacular is I heard the little cardiac arrest that my best friend Tucker Carlson had when he watched this video.
Your bestie.
Just saying.
Your bestie, yes.
All right. Queer up the world. Brazil's anti-LGBTQ president claims COVID vaccine causes AIDS. Deep breath. Brazil's anti-LGBTQ president Jair Bolsonaro claimed that the COVID-19 vaccines cause AIDS in a video posted to social media, which Facebook and other platforms deleted days later because it violated their policy against coronavirus misinformation. Thank God for that little loophole. Last Thursday, Bolsonaro claimed in one of his weekly live broadcasts to have seen reports from the UK that, quote, suggest that people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 are developing acquired immune deficiency syndrome much faster than expected, end quote. Bolsonaro didn't say where the article could be found. The AFP said that the British government has denied that any such report exists, and the Brazilian Society of Infectious Disease Specialists said there is no connection between any of the vaccines and HIV or AIDS.
This guy has had way too much cachaca.
Yeah.
What does cachaca mean?
Just like it
Just like it's their drink. It's what they drink, and it's like 100 proof, And I really do believe that this guy is. I mean, we all know he's ridiculously homophobic, but this spewing of these lies is so dangerous, so dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. You know what's interesting to me? That this kind of stuff is so passé since that fool is no longer in office here in this country. Before we were making all of these comparisons, and now we don't have to. So the next thing that needs to happen is that this guy needs to be voted the hell out, and some progress happen in Brazil. Enough.
And we build a wall around Mar-a-Lago so that he can't get out.
Yeah, they love walls in that part of the county. So
that's a good joke.
Thank you.
It's interesting to me. You're going to get your wish. This week, multiple suits have been filed against Bolsonaro in Brazil. Fraud. His response to COVID-19, malfeasance, many things that ultimately will end his presidency if they come true. At the end of the day, his issue of saying this, and at this point in his career in Brazil, the only place in the world that has come even close to America in COVID-19 deaths is Brazil. Our population is about 40% greater than Brazil's, and we are just horrified of the number of people that have died of COVID in America. They are within 100,000 deaths of the United States with 40% less population. Before the end of the year, there's a very good chance Brazil will surpass us as the greatest death toll in the world in COVID-19. And the blood on hands is first Donald Trump, and second Bolsonaro. And now he's been charged in multiple ways and the walls are moving in on him. And as to the lie, this lie is so incredibly stupid, it is beyond incredibly stupid. He can't even suggest where he thinks he heard or read it. And when he's challenged on it, he looks like a bloody idiot. And by the way, he is a bloody idiot because he's of the Gang of Three. You dismissed one of them, but the Gang of Three is Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump, and Bolsonaro.
And you don't need proof to make these claims. All you need is to sound like you're credible. And as a president, he's got a voice to show he's credible, you know.
That is our queer headlines for today. So let's catch up on the LGBTQ plus news surrounding COVID-19 with our special segment called Quarantine Quickies.
Queer News Tonight has reported on coronavirus on every newscast since January 6th, 2020. Tonight, we report that as of today, more than 3,255,000 LGBTQ plus Americans have contracted COVID-19.
Queer News Tonight remembers the more than 53,000 LGBTQ plus Americans that have died from coronavirus.
But the news is improving because as of today, more than 415 million vaccination doses have been administered in the United States.
Now, the CDC is closely monitoring results of the fully vaccinated. The CDC calls them, as we've heard, breakthrough infections. As of October 18th, last week, more than 189 million people in the United States had been fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
Of those who have been fully vaccinated, only 30,270 have been hospitalized with serious infections.
The CDC reports that as of October 18th, just 10,857 have died of COVID-19 breakthrough deaths after being fully vaccinated. The COVID-19 vaccines have become a historical medical miracle, and Queer News Tonight encourages you to get the vaccine. It will allow us to return to some sort of normalcy.
That is our pandemic news for tonight. Next, we report on our partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. We are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine and supporting that partnership. Happening Out Television Network broadcasts the largest LGBTQ plus religious live broadcast in the world, as more than 30,000 watch every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Watch this.
My name is Lexi Goza of Lexi Goza State Farm Insurance in Midtown, Miami, Florida. I'm also a board member of the Aqua Foundation for Women and the chair of the Women's Empowerment Council for the Miami-Dade Gay and Lesbian Chamber. And Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Well, finally, we finished tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus Flash News. In LGBTQ plus Flash News, let's watch the gayest commercial of 2021. An ad for the Car Guru's website is being called the gayest commercial of 2021 online, and it's not hard to see why. While recent ads have tried to pull heartstrings with queer families, children, and even wedding rings, the online car shopping website went in a completely different direction. The humor spot features a man looking for an SUV with more trunk space. His partner, however, misunderstands and thinks he's getting dumped. Watch this.
This is never gonna work. We gotta move on.
Move on? You're breaking up with me? Not in spandex, you're not.
Whoa! He's just shopping for bigger SUVs on Car Gurus.
Oh, yeah, right. Who's he? No, really. We take out the guesswork by analyzing prices, options, even vehicle history. And only 30% of cars earn our highest deal ratings. So you know you're getting a great deal on all that space you need. Wait a minute, you need space?
Trunk space.
Oh, that space. Okay.
Here.
Come here.
Give me a hug.
Okay. Thank you.
Car Gurus. Start your search, find your deal.
Well, note to self, if all of those riders at Smart Ride look like these two gentlemen, I'm in. I'm in.
I ended up in a trunk once.
Who paid your ransom? I'm just saying, I love those two guys. They've got all my pistons firing.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
It was a great, brilliant commercial, that's all you can say.
It is. It's very smart and very relevant. Like, more companies should be doing stuff like this.
LGBTQ plus flash news. Halloween is gay Christmas. The top 25 sexiest monsters, number 5 to number 1. It's finally here. Our top 5 picks for Queer News Tonight's top 25 sexiest monsters in media. Let's see who is scaring our pants off tonight. Number 5, Sebastian Michaelis. A demonic butler helping his master get revenge. This deadly, handsome, and suave character is also an amazing cook. He may think he's perfect husband material, but he is simply one hell of a butler. Number 4, Akasha, the first vampire and queen of them all. There was other stuff going on in Queen of the Damned, but honestly, we were mesmerized by her majesty and didn't pay much attention to it. Number 3, R proving that even a rotting corpse can be sexy. The zombie R from Warm Bodies was not only attractive, but totally adorable. He made us die laughing in his strange and funny retelling of Romeo and Juliet. Number 2, Eric Northman. This vampire is more than welcome to suck our blood, or suck anything he wants, honestly. This true blood character made our blood boil. And the number 1 sexiest monster, Lucifer. No greater monster exists than the ruler of the underworld, and he's hot as hell. Sin never looked so good, and we're ready to spend eternity in torment with this devilishly sexy fallen angel. That's it for Queer News Tonight's top 25 sexiest monsters in media. Let us know if you thought there were monsters who should have made the cut. Ooh, any of those monsters can touch me anytime.
Vampire Eric, I'm here for you. Please come suck my blood.
Really? Please.
And Lucifer, you could loosen anything and I'd be happy.
I'm surprised.
He was wearing those pants and there was just a little undies on.
It's about the pants.
It's about.
I'm surprised that, like, Jason or Freddy Krueger didn't make it on there.
As sex.
Really?
I think they're sexy.
Really?
Wow.
But we can go. You could be my wingman any night because I'm not going to worry about it.
We got this totally wrong. We've done a great job. We've done this in 4 reports of the top 20, but we got it totally wrong.
You think?
Can I say the movie Interview with a Vampire? Pick one. All of them.
Yes.
And by the way, the
you're
king
right.
of Interview with a Vampire is Tom Not So Cruise. It's Brad Pitt.
Oh,
Brad.
delish.
Agreed.
Right.
Delish.
Oh, I just love that.
John is having a moment. John is having a moment.
Wow.
John is having a moment. Hold on. All right.
LGBTQ plus flash news. You'll float too. Pennywise and JoJo Siwa prove Halloween is gay Christmas. JoJo really killed it on her most recent performance on Dancing with the Stars. While dancing jazz style to a creepy rendition of Anything Goes, Siwa gave a performance that would make Stephen King proud as Pennywise the Clown from It. While not everyone on the show may float or on the dance floor, Siwa and her partner, Jenna Johnson's performance, made the deadlights glow with delight. Johnson was dressed as little Georgie Denborough. As the dance ended, Pennywise ripped off Johnson's arm for a snack. You work up an appetite, you really do. We all applaud the performance, well, except poor Georgie who can't applaud anything. Yeah, she is the new It girl.
Oh.
No.
Get it? It girl.
Yeah, Glenn.
Okay.
Now a little tears going down my cheek.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars never stops to surprise me with some of the characters that they have on there, and this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm just still excited that it's a same-sex couple.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
She's already won the show. She hasn't won the show, but she's already won the show.
Has,
now we've gotten the uncomfortableness of same sex out of the way. Next season, 2 men, please.
Yes.
2 men.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I can't stop imagining them making out?
Eek.
Eek.
Well, maybe not, but for the rest of us.
I think she's 12.
Yeah. All right.
I think she's 18. She's 18. Yeah, she is.
But I'm going to do my best to get through it. Thank you, Faye. LGBTQ plus flash news. Smart Ride targets 100% to get to $1 million in donations for HIV/AIDS charities November 19th and 20th. Queer News Tonight wants to again remind everyone, so do I, that there's still time to donate to the Smart Ride. Also time to volunteer. The Smart Ride goes from Miami to Key West on November 19th and 20th and is the second largest AIDS fundraiser of its kind in the country. It's the only one that guarantees 100% of all
Get the talking points right.
will go to AIDS charities. I'm still working on this. And the goal this year is to raise or break $1 million. Currently, the Smart Ride has raised just over $775,000. So please go to www, just because I want to extenuate this, really important, thesmartride.org, and donate so that we can reach the goal. And you know why I use the word the? Because if you don't say the Smart Ride, it's probably a bus company in Ohio.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, true story.
So I'm glad that we've been concentrating a good part of the show on this because this is one of the most iconic and important fundraisers in our community. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Absolutely. You can't say it enough. When you have longevity in the LGBTQ community and supporting services that are a vital need, it has longevity, 18 years, has raised $12.5 million. You are dealing with an amazing event. And Glenn doesn't say it in Queer News Tonight, but congratulations, because at the Equality Florida Gala, Glenn and Smart Ride are going to be honored for the amazing achievement in community service. And all right. Okay, but Bona, service. Glenn, that's right, and your connection with Smart Ride, but Bona's Give Back Mondays, all being honored by Equality Florida.
Did you know that? Thank you. That the largest group of people getting infected right now are ages 13 to 23, which is just mind-boggling.
Riding that far would hurt my butt. So I will donate instead, and you should too.
There are other people at the table would comment on that too, but not about bikes. Right.
So that's today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. We're a mess today, Mr. Al Ferguson. Is our community important to you?
Well, if it is, then help us by liking and subscribing. Ring the bell for updates. Share this news with your friends and your family.
Post this broadcast in the many groups you are a member of. Tonight's stories about our community deserve the attention of your family and friends.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support.
It's Halloween week and it must be a full moon. That's what my explanation to the executive producer is going to be to the show. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. And that is the passion of the Happening Out Television Network and Queer News Tonight. I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson, and on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including FAYWHAT, John Hayden, Tony Lima, and Glen and the Grinch, Glen Weinzimer. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And don't forget, we're going to be at It's Happening Out tonight at 9. Good night. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus